All right, everyone, get ready for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something you specifically requested.
Oh, this could be good.
It is. The 42nd hexagram of the I Ching, called Yi, which also means increase.
Increase, all right?
It's all about, growth and moving forward and actually getting things done.
Interesting.
And get this, there's even this crazy idea of diminishing the superior to benefit the inferior, which we'll definitely unpack, I promise.
Yeah, that sounds a little cryptic.
A little bit, but we're going to make sense of it, don't worry.
Right.
So we're talking potential for breakthroughs, in your ventures, your love life, even your health, maybe recovering something you lost. Oh, and we might want to watch out for any legal hiccups too. It's kind of like a sneak peek into your future and some advice on how to, make the most of it.
Like a roadmap.
Exactly.
Well, you know what's interesting about Yi right off the bat? It's built with the image of wind over thunder.
Oh, okay.
Some above Zen.
Wind and thunder.
Now, you might be thinking, what's that got to do with my life?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, wind and thunder sounds like a wild party up in the sky, but what's the takeaway here?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Wind, it can be really powerful, right?
Yeah.
But it also spreads things around. Seeds, pollen, ideas, you name it.
Okay.
Thunder, on the other hand, clears the air, shakes things up.
Oh, I see.
So this combo, it symbolizes how sometimes to grow, you got to shake things up, maybe even let go of something that's no longer serving you.
Oh, okay.
Like making space for something new and amazing to come in.
So it's kind of like how, in the questions you mentioned you've been feeling a little stuck in your career lately.
Yeah, that's
like you need a big shakeup to, break free, really let your talent shine.
Definitely.
This hexagram might be saying that change is brewing. Your influence is about to expand.
I like that.
Now, in those excerpts that you gave us, the Oracle of Yi talks about a turn in fortune, even a dead tree blooming again.
That's powerful imagery, right?
Yeah.
New beginnings, growth, after things have felt stagnant.
Right.
And it lines up perfectly with, what the I Ching says about success in different parts of your life, including business.
Oh, interesting.
Remember that venture you've been thinking about?
Yes.
Yi seems pretty positive about those kinds of things.
Really? That's good news.
It even mentions finding joy when leaving the house.
Oh, wow.
Maybe hinting at new journeys and opportunities just waiting for you.
Okay, this is already giving me goosebumps, I have to say, but it's not just about sitting back and waiting for good things to happen, right? This hexagram seems to emphasize taking action.
Absolutely.
Which makes sense when you think about that image of strong wind and swift thunder, representing growing influence.
Exactly.
It's not just about dreaming, it's about harnessing that energy to make things happen. And another intriguing part of Yi is this focus on harmonious relationships. It specifically mentions a happy couple.
Yeah.
Eldest son and daughter bringing benefits to their offspring. So it's not just about individual success. It's about building strong, supportive relationships that have a positive ripple effect.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And speaking of favorable conditions, this hexagram also points to auspicious timing.
Oh.
Things are lining up in your favor.
Oh.
You might even receive help from a noble person.
A noble person.
Someone who comes into your life at just the right moment to offer support.
Now, who wouldn't want a little help from a guardian angel now and then?
Right.
The text that you sent, it mentions that this could be anyone, like a mentor, a friend, even a complete stranger.
That's right.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely. It ties in with the theme of generosity,
Right.
Remember, it's more blessed to give than to receive.
Yeah, so contributing to that positive cycle of increase you mentioned earlier. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. What does Yi have to say about love? I know this is a big one for a lot of our listeners.
Well, from what I'm seeing, it's good news. Yi suggests a potentially destined relationship.
Wait, hold on. Destined relationship. Tell me more about that, and then we can get into those health warnings, because, nobody wants to mess with their well-being, especially when things are looking up in other areas.
Okay, sure. Well, the text seems to imply that this relationship could be one that feels meant to be a true meeting of minds and hearts.
Oh, wow.
But as for those warnings, Yi does indicate the possibility of healing and recovery from any past health issues.
Good.
However, it does advise being extra cautious about certain areas, specifically your liver and gallbladder.
Oh, so like maybe ease up on those late night takeout binges.
Maybe so, yes.
Got it. Anything else we should be mindful of health-wise?
It also mentions potential gastrointestinal issues. Remember, even when there's this general feeling of increase, good fortune, it's important to be aware of our vulnerabilities, take care of ourselves.
You're absolutely right. It's like that saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Precisely. Now, remember that lost item you mentioned?
Yeah.
Good news on that front. Yi seems to indicate that it will be recovered.
Oh, that's great.
Which I'm sure is a relief.
Yeah, definitely. But let's be real. Things can't always be this positive, right? I'm guessing Yi has a few warnings tucked away in there somewhere.
You're right. There's, a shadow side to every hexagram.
Right.
While Yi is generally a good omen, it does caution about potential legal troubles.
Oh.
The text specifically mentions possible imprisonment.
Oh, okay. That took a dark turn, imprisonment. That sounds serious.
It does, but it's not clear what exactly that might entail.
Any clues about what this could be related to?
It's a bit vague, but it mentions women or real estate.
Yeah. Interesting. So it's a reminder to be cautious in those areas, maybe triple check any contracts, be careful who you trust.
Exactly.
What's the overall advice for navigating this potential legal storm?
Yi strongly recommends seeking resolution, avoiding any escalation.
Okay.
Basically, try to keep things calm, work towards a peaceful solution.
All right, wise words. So we've got this overview of Yi and its message for you.
Right.
Now, things are about to get super interesting because we're going to delve into the original I Ching lines themselves.
Yeah.
Each one adds another layer of detail to this whole increase situation.
Think of it like chapters in a book, each one offering unique insights and advice.
All right, I'm ready to turn the page. Let's start with that first line and see what it has to say.
The first line emphasizes the importance of undertaking great work.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. What kind of great work are we talking about here?
Well, it doesn't specify.
Okay.
But it seems to be an invitation to be ambitious.
All right.
To really set your sights high and pursue something truly meaningful.
So, think big picture, big dreams, big impact. I'm feeling inspired already.
Good.
What about that second line? You mentioned it was intriguing. What makes it so special?
Well, it mentions 10 pairs of tortoises.
Hold on, 10 pairs of tortoises? That's a lot of tortoises. What's the deal with them?
Well, these tortoises can't oppose a certain action. And this leads to good fortune.
Oh.
It's a powerful image of unstoppable momentum.
Okay, this sounds like a scene straight out of an epic movie. Tortoises on a mission, unstoppable forces aligning. I'm hooked. What action could be so powerful that even 20 tortoises can't stand in its way?
That's the mystery. It doesn't explicitly say.
Okay.
But it does mention a king presenting this to the imperial court with a positive outcome.
Interesting.
It suggests that acting with integrity and purpose can lead to, widespread approval and success.
All right, so we're talking about aligning your actions with something bigger than yourself, maybe even a higher good.
Yes.
Now, what about that third line? You mentioned it was a bit paradoxical.
It suggests there can be benefit in using disaster.
Okay, that one definitely needs some unpacking. How can a disaster possibly be beneficial? Isn't that, kind of the opposite of what we want?
Think of it like this. Sometimes, those tough times, those setbacks, those moments where things fall apart, they can actually be the catalysts for incredible growth. They shake us out of our comfort zones and force us to adapt, get creative, to come up with new solutions.
So it's not about, wallowing in the disaster, but about finding a way to leverage it, to use it as fuel for something better, like turning lemons into lemonade, but on a much grander scale.
Exactly. And this third line is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, you have the power to turn things around.
Right.
You can use those challenges to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You mentioned earlier about feeling stuck in your career. Well, maybe this disaster is the push you need to finally break free and pursue something you're truly passionate about.
Whoa, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
That's actually really empowering.
It is.
All right, I'm ready for the next chapter in our I Ching saga.
Okay.
What wisdom does the fourth line hold for our listener?
The fourth line emphasizes following the middle path and informing those in authority.
Okay.
It suggests that seeking balance and communication are key for navigating tricky situations, especially in work or any hierarchical structure.
So not going to extremes, but finding a way to assert yourself while still respecting those in positions of power.
Yes, exactly.
And it underscores the importance of clear, honest communication. It's about speaking your truth with integrity, even when dealing with those higher up the ladder.
Right.
Which is something you've been struggling with at work, right?
It is.
Maybe this line is suggesting you need to find a way to voice your concerns to your boss.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way that's both assertive and respectful.
It could be.
All right, now the fifth line, it gets to the heart of things.
It does.
It emphasizes sincerity and a benevolent heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so genuine kindness and good intentions lead to good fortune. Sign me up for that.
Right.
But how does that actually play out in real life?
Well, it suggests that when your actions are aligned with your heart, the universe conspires to support you. It's about attracting good things into your life through the power of your intentions.
That's a beautiful thought. So basically, be a good person and good things will come your way.
That's the idea.
Now we've arrived at the final chapter, the top line of this I Ching adventure.
Okay.
What's the grand finale? The ultimate wisdom bomb.
It's actually a cautionary message.
Oh.
The top line warns against constantly adding or striking.
Wait, constantly adding or striking? What does that even mean?
Think of it this way. Even in times of increase,
Okay.
success, abundance, growth, you need balance.
Oh, okay.
This line warns against overexertion, impulsiveness, constantly striving for more without considering the consequences.
So even when things are good, don't get carried away. Remember to enjoy the moment, savor the success, and avoid burning yourself out. Okay, so basically, even in a time of increase, don't forget to take a break, smell the roses, and recharge your batteries.
Yeah.
Great advice. Now I feel like we've only scratched the surface of all this amazing wisdom.
Well, there's so much more to explore within these lines and their symbolism.
Well, you know what that means, right? We'll have to continue this deep dive into the fascinating world of Hexagram 42 in our next episode.
Yeah, these lines are packed with so much depth and nuance.
I'm already starting to see how they all weave together to paint this bigger picture of, what Yi is really all about. It's not just like a random collection of advice. It's like a roadmap guiding you toward growth and transformation.
Exactly. It encourages you to face those challenges head on,
Right.
lean into the support that's available,
Right.
and cultivate that mindset of abundance and resilience.
It's interesting, as you mentioned earlier, this idea of auspicious timing.
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me. It's like the universe is giving you a green light saying, go for it. Now's your time. But then we have this top line warning against constantly pushing and striving.
Right.
How do we reconcile those two seemingly contradictory messages?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to understanding the difference between inspired action and frantic effort.
Okay.
This hexagram seems to suggest you're in a period where, things are aligning in your favor. Opportunities are presenting themselves, and you're being supported by unseen forces.
All right.
But that doesn't mean you need to be, constantly pushing, hustling, grinding to make things happen.
Okay.
It's more about being aligned with the flow, recognizing the opportunities, and taking action from a place of clarity and purpose.
So it's like riding a wave. You don't force the wave. You catch it and let it carry you.
That's a perfect analogy.
I like that.
You mentioned earlier that you've been feeling kind of pulled in a lot of directions. And the top line's warning about overexertion could be a message to slow down, prioritize, and choose your actions wisely.
So it's about working smarter, not harder.
Precisely. Now let's go back to this intriguing concept of diminishing the superior to benefit the inferior.
Okay.
I know this might sound a bit confusing, but I think it holds a really important key to understanding the deeper meaning of Yi.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm still wrapping my head around what that actually looks like in everyday life.
Sure. Think of it like this.
Okay.
Sometimes to truly grow and expand, we need to let go of things that are no longer serving us. Maybe it's a limiting belief, an outdated habit, or even an excess of something that's throwing you off balance.
So you're saying it's about creating space for something new by releasing something old.
Exactly. On a personal level, this could mean letting go of, ego-driven desires.
Right.
Or stepping back from a position of power to allow others to step up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not about making yourself smaller, but about recognizing that sometimes true growth comes from making space for others, from sharing resources, from empowering those around you. It's like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yes. And, you specifically asked about what this could mean for your career.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe this diminishing the superior idea
Mm-hmm.
is suggesting you need to like delegate more, empower your team, or even step back from a leadership role to allow someone else to shine.
Wow, that's a really interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I've always been someone who likes to be, in control.
Sure.
But maybe this is a sign that I need to loosen the reins a bit and trust others to take on more responsibility.
It could be.
Okay, now let's circle back to this noble person concept. I'm still curious about who this mysterious benefactor might be.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, it could be anyone who enters your life at the perfect time,
Right.
to offer support, guidance, or a fresh perspective.
Yep.
It could be someone you already know,
Yeah.
like a mentor, a friend, a family member.
Right.
Or it could be someone completely unexpected,
Yeah.
like a stranger you meet at a networking event.
Oh, wow.
The text specifically mentions that this noble person will be instrumental in helping you achieve your goals and navigate any challenges.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that, I might receive unexpected help, and I have to admit, I'm a bit skeptical.
Sure.
I'm not used to relying on others for support.
Okay.
I'm more of a do-it-yourself kind of person. But maybe this hexagram is challenging me to open myself up to receiving help, to recognizing that I don't have to do everything alone.
It could be. It's often in those moments of vulnerability and surrender that we receive the greatest support. Remember, Yi also emphasizes the importance of generosity.
Right.
And sometimes the most generous thing we can do is allow others to give to us.
That's actually a really powerful point I've always focused on, like giving to others. But I rarely allow myself to receive. Maybe this noble person situation is an opportunity to practice that.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we all have something to offer and something to receive.
Right.
Now, let's shift gears for a moment and address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
The legal troubles mentioned in Yi.
Yeah.
While the hexagram doesn't go into specifics, it does suggest that there could be challenges arising from, women or real estate.
Yeah, that's definitely a cause for concern.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned earlier that it could even involve imprisonment, which sounds pretty intense. What kind of advice does Yi offer for navigating this potential minefield?
Well, the key message seems to be about seeking resolution
Okay.
and avoiding escalation.
Right.
Basically, try to stay calm, level-headed, and focus on finding a peaceful solution. It also suggests that seeking legal counsel could be wise.
Okay.
Especially if things start to feel overwhelming or out of control.
So don't try to be a hero and handle everything on my own. Right.
Maybe it's better to reach out to an expert and get some professional guidance.
Exactly. Remember, even in times of increase, it's important to be aware of potential challenges and take steps to protect ourselves.
Right.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you're considering a new business venture.
Yes.
And you're particularly concerned about any legal issues that might arise.
Yeah, that's definitely on my mind. I want to make sure I'm doing everything by the book and avoiding any potential pitfalls.
Sure. Well, I think the advice from Yi is particularly relevant in this context.
Okay.
It suggests that, being meticulous with contracts, seeking legal advice when needed,
Right.
and maintaining open and honest communication with all parties involved can help you navigate this process smoothly.
So dot my I's, cross my T's, and don't be afraid to ask for help when I need it.
Exactly.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on, I want to circle back to something we discussed earlier.
Yep.
The third line's advice about using disaster.
Yeah, I know this might sound counterintuitive, but I'm really intrigued by this idea.
It's one of the most powerful messages within this hexagram.
Yeah.
It reminds us that even in the midst of challenges and setbacks, there are hidden opportunities for growth and transformation. The key is to shift our perspective.
Okay.
And see these events not as punishments or failures,
Right.
but as catalysts for learning and evolution.
So instead of getting bogged down by the negativity, we should be looking for the silver lining, the lesson, the opportunity for growth.
Precisely. Remember that time you went through a major career setback?
Yeah.
It felt devastating at the time,
It did.
but it ultimately led you to where you are today.
You're right. That experience forced me to, reevaluate my priorities, learn new skills, and ultimately pursue a path that's much more aligned with my values.
Exactly. And that's the power of using disaster. It's about finding the strength and resilience to turn those challenges into stepping stones towards something better.
It's like that quote, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right.
But it's not just about becoming stronger. It's about becoming like wiser, more adaptable, more resourceful.
Exactly. Now let's shift our focus to the fourth line, which emphasizes the importance of following the middle path.
Okay.
And informing those in authority.
Okay, so finding balance, avoiding extremes, and communicating effectively with those in positions of power. I'm sensing a theme here.
You're catching on. Remember, you're currently in a period of increase.
Right.
And that can sometimes lead to like overconfidence or a tendency to rush ahead without considering the consequences. The fourth line is a reminder to stay grounded, seek guidance when needed,
Okay.
and approach situations with wisdom and diplomacy.
So even though the hexagram suggests things are moving in my favor, I shouldn't get ahead of myself or assume everything will be easy.
Precisely. It's about maintaining a balance between confidence and humility, action, and reflection.
Right.
Now, the fifth line offers a beautiful message about the power of sincerity and a benevolent heart.
Okay, this is one of my favorites. So basically, being a good person and acting with genuine kindness leads to good fortune.
Exactly. It suggests that when your actions are aligned with your heart, you attract positive energy and support into your life. It's like the universe conspires to help those who are genuinely trying to make a positive difference.
That's such an inspiring message.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go out and do something good for the world right now.
That's the spirit. But remember, it's not about doing good things just to get something in return.
Right.
It's about acting from a place of genuine compassion and a desire to contribute to the well-being of others.
So it's about the intention behind the action.
Exactly. Now, we've arrived at the top line, which, as we mentioned earlier, offers a cautionary message about the importance of balance, even in times of increase.
Okay, let's hear it one more time. What's the wisdom bomb for navigating success without getting carried away?
The top line warns against constantly adding or striking.
Okay, I'm still a bit fuzzy on what that actually means in practice.
Sure, think of it like this.
Okay.
It's easy to get caught up in the momentum of success.
Mm-hmm.
To keep pushing for more, to keep striving and achieving.
Right.
But this line reminds us that even in times of growth and abundance, it's essential to find a sustainable rhythm.
Okay.
To create space for rest and reflection.
Right.
And to avoid overexertion.
So even when things are going well, don't forget to take a break, recharge your batteries, and appreciate what you've accomplished.
Exactly. Remember that feeling of being pulled in a lot of directions.
Yeah.
This line is a reminder to prioritize, to delegate, and to create boundaries that allow you to maintain a sense of balance and well-being.
So it's not about slowing down completely or giving up on your ambitions.
Yeah.
It's about finding a pace that allows you to thrive without burning out.
Precisely. And it's about recognizing that true success isn't just about, achieving external goals. It's also about cultivating inner peace, fulfillment, and a sense of alignment with your true purpose.
I think this message is especially important in today's fast-paced world.
Absolutely.
Where we're constantly bombarded with messages about, productivity, achievement, and the need to hustle. But Yi reminds us that true abundance comes from finding that balance between striving and contentment, action and rest.
Absolutely. Now, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
And I'm starting to see how the different lines of Yi work together to create this comprehensive guide for navigating life's journey.
Yeah, it's like each line offers a different piece of the puzzle. And when we put them all together, we get this incredible picture of what it means to live a life of increase, growth, abundance, and fulfillment.
Exactly. And this journey isn't always easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, moments of doubt.
Of course.
But Yi reminds us that we have the inner strength and resilience to overcome these obstacles and emerge even stronger on the other side.
It's like we have this secret weapon, this ancient wisdom to guide us through those tough times and help us make the most of the opportunities that come our way.
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone on this journey.
Right.
You have your own inner wisdom to guide you. And you have the support of this hexagram, which is like a cosmic blueprint for success and fulfillment.
Now, before we wrap up this episode, I want to touch on one more thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that Yi suggests the possibility of recovering a lost item.
Yes. And from what you shared, this lost item holds a lot of sentimental value for you.
It does. It's a family heirloom that's been passed down for generations.
Wow.
I've thought it was gone forever, and I've been feeling really heartbroken about it.
Well, Yi seems to offer a glimmer of hope on that front. It suggests that lost items are likely to be recovered, especially if they hold, significant meaning.
Wow, that's actually really comforting to hear. I'm not sure how or when it will happen, but I'm choosing to believe that this heirloom will find its way back to me.
I hope so.
Maybe it's a reminder that even when things seem lost or hopeless, there's always a chance for miracles.
I think that's a beautiful way to look at it. And it ties in perfectly with the overall message of Yi.
Right.
This idea that even in the face of challenges, there's always potential for growth, renewal, and unexpected blessings.
Well, I'm feeling a lot more optimistic now. It's like this deep dive into Yi has given me a new perspective on my situation.
Good.
A sense of hope and some practical guidings for moving forward.
That's wonderful to hear.
Right.
And remember, this is just the beginning of your exploration of this fascinating hexagram. There's so much more to discover and learn.
Well, in that case, we'll have to continue this deep dive in our next episode. Stay tuned, folks, because we're just getting started. All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
Glad to be back.
We're wrapping up our exploration of the 42nd hexagram of the I Ching Yi, or increase.
Yeah.
It's been quite a journey, and I feel like we've uncovered so much wisdom that's like directly relevant to your life.
Yeah, it's amazing how this ancient system of knowledge can offer such profound insights into the human experience.
Absolutely. And, as we've been discussing these lines and their symbolism, one thing that keeps coming back to me is this emphasis on balance.
Yes.
Yi seems to be saying that even in times of growth, success, abundance,
right,
it's crucial to find that sweet spot between striving and contentment, action and rest.
Absolutely.
It's such a powerful message, especially in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with messages about, productivity, achievement, and the never-ending pursuit of more. Right.
Yi reminds us that true abundance isn't just about external achievements, but also about cultivating inner peace, fulfillment, and a sense of harmony in all areas of life.
Exactly.
That resonates so deeply with what you've been sharing about feeling pulled in so many directions lately.
Yeah, definitely.
This hexagram seems to be offering you permission to, slow down, prioritize, and create boundaries that allow you to recharge and reconnect with what truly matters.
It's like a cosmic reminder to create a more sustainable rhythm in your life. One that supports both your ambition and your well-being. Yeah. Remember that top-line warning against constantly adding or striking?
Oh, right.
It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking we always need to be doing more, achieving more, pushing harder.
Yeah.
But Yi suggests that true growth often comes from moments of stillness, reflection, and allowing ourselves to simply be. Yeah, I like that. You mentioned earlier that you're considering stepping back from a leadership role at work to allow someone else to shine.
Yes.
It sounds like that could be a powerful way to embrace this diminishing the superior concept.
It could.
And create more balance in your life.
It's definitely something I'm seriously considering. It feels a bit counterintuitive.
Right.
To step back when things are going well.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see how it could actually create more space for growth, both for myself and for others.
It's like you said earlier, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Exactly.
Maybe by empowering your team and creating opportunities for others to step up,
right,
you'll ultimately contribute to even greater success for everyone involved.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for. And this ties in with the theme of generosity that we see throughout Yi. It's not just about giving material things,
right,
but about sharing our time, knowledge, and energy in ways that uplift and empower others.
And remember what we discussed about being open to receiving help.
Yeah.
Maybe this transition at work is an opportunity to practice that.
It could be. To
allow your team to support you as you navigate this new chapter.
That's a great point. I tend to be very independent and self-reliant, but I'm starting to realize that true strength lies in recognizing when we need help.
Yeah.
And allowing others to step in and support us.
You know, one thing that really struck me about Yi is this emphasis on auspicious timing.
Oh, yeah.
It suggests that you're currently in a period where, like, things are aligning in your favor and opportunities are presenting themselves.
It's like the universe is giving you a green light to move forward with your plans and trust that you're being supported every step of the way.
But as we've discussed, it's not about, rushing ahead blindly or pushing too hard.
Right.
It's about aligning yourself with this flow of positive energy, recognizing the signs and taking action from a place of clarity, purpose, and inspired action.
Exactly. Remember that analogy we talked about earlier, riding a wave?
Oh, yeah.
It's about finding that sweet spot where you're in sync with the energy of the moment, effortlessly gliding towards your goals.
I like that. And remember, this auspicious timing applies to all areas of your life, not just your career.
Right.
We talked about the positive indications for love and even the possibility of recovering that lost heirloom.
Yeah.
It seems like things are really lining up for you right now.
It does. It's an exciting time to be you.
Yeah.
But remember, even with all these favorable signs, it's important to approach things with a balanced perspective.
Right. We've talked about the potential legal challenges and those health warnings.
Yeah.
So it's not about throwing caution to the wind, but about moving forward with awareness, wisdom, and that middle path approach we discussed.
Exactly. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought.
Okay.
Yi is more than just a hexagram. It's an invitation to embody the energy of increase.
Right.
In all areas of your life.
Yeah.
It's about embracing growth, cultivating abundance, and recognizing that even in the face of challenges, there's always the potential for positive transformation.
So what great work will you undertake that aligns with this energy? What seeds of possibility will you nurture and allow to blossom? Remember, the journey of Yi is about moving forward with a balanced heart, an open mind, and a spirit of generosity.
And remember, you have all the wisdom and resources you need to navigate this journey successfully.
Yeah.
Trust your intuition, embrace the opportunities that come your way, and never stop believing in the power of increase.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back next time with another fascinating exploration of the world of knowledge and ideas. Until then, may your journey be filled with growth, abundance, and joy.